With WWE wrestlers like Cody Rhodes and Jack Swagger wanting out of the company, many are left wondering who else is going to get frustrated and leave the house that McMahon built. One of the most obvious potential candidates is Antonio Cesaro. Many out there feel that he is the best wrestler on the entire roster, and despite having entire sections dedicated to him, Claudio Castagnoli hasn't captured singles gold since SummerSlam 2012, which he won on the pre-show. Sadly, the Swiss Superman seems to sink lower and lower while the Superman Punch continues to inexplicably dominate. This is a very mysterious ice cream indeed. So here are 7 reasons why the WWE might not be pushing Cesaro. The infamous brass ring comment. This is probably common knowledge by now, especially with Cesaro himself even making a comment about it on Raw. But for those of you who don't know, Vince McMahon said on the Stone Cold podcast that the reason why some wrestlers that the fans really like aren't getting pushed is because they don't reach for that brass ring the way the older generation did. Now Cesaro has become the poster child for this comment, even though it wasn't targeting him specifically. And since Cesaro has seemingly reached for the stars, with even John Cena saying that he should be main eventing after the two put on a fantastic match, evidently whatever Vince McMahon thinks the brass ring is, great wrestling just isn't it. Foreign diplomacy. Vince McMahon has a track record of not putting the WWE title on wrestlers with accents. Sure, you have your Bruno Sammartinos and your Finn Balor's, but there are countless more that never got the big one. Wade Barrett, the British Bulldog, Dynamite Kid, all never got past the mid-card. For some reason, other than Irish, McMahon seems to be against accents in many cases. Maybe that's why Kofi Kingston lost his. The wrong show. Cesaro also managed to voice his frustration about being drafted relatively late during the recent brand split and being put on Raw. He made it quite clear that he would prefer to be on the more wrestling-focused show of SmackDown with the McMahon that is, well, less typical in terms of McMahon-style politics. And with Shane reintroducing Dolph Ziggler to the main event and AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt both capturing WWE championships, it does seem that Shane would have been the better choice for Cesaro over the belittling and self-indulgence of the tired McMahon-Helmsley regime. Sheamus. Now, it has been said that one of the major reasons why Cesaro was put on Raw instead of SmackDown was because they wanted to keep him with Sheamus, and they wanted Sheamus on Raw. It seems that management feel that Cesaro, both as an opponent and as a partner, has been able to bring out the very best of the Celtic Warrior. As a result of Sheamus' shortcomings, Cesaro has been paying the price. Unfortunately, while his ability to elevate people make him great in the eyes of many fans, it also isn't doing his career any favors. Merchandising. Cesaro's section signs are cheap to make and not something that anyone's prone to spend money on. His t-shirt sales aren't anything remarkable, and he doesn't even have a whole lot of campy gear for fanboys to latch onto. The New Day have their cereal, and Bayley sells merch to kids and adults alike. And one of the reasons why John Cena is so successful is because of how much revenue he brings to the company. Now, merch sales aren't everything, but it definitely can help. It may be a huge clash with his character, but if Antonio could come up with some cutesy toys that appeal to children, or a viral t-shirt design for hipsters, we may just see his career turnaround. Mic skills. It's no secret that a big part of getting over in the WWE is being able to cut a promo. Now, Cesaro has been able to get in a good line here and there, especially with his sneakers dig at John Cena, but outside of that, he isn't really known for delivering on the microphone. Now, part of the problem with his verbal skills could be his character. Now, as Dean Malenko will tell you, this won't typically open you up for a mic drop. Being a respectable sportsman doesn't lend itself to making you a scary monster, and it doesn't usually lead itself to being a wisecracking funny man either. So while your wrestling could be great, you're kinda stuck with not having a whole lot to say. Being a Paul Heyman guy. The last time Cesaro received what seemed like it was going to be a major push was when he left Jack Swagger and Cam Coulter for Paul Heyman. Well, not all Paul Heyman's clients worked out. Being represented by the manager of Brock Lesnar and CM Punk appeared to be a step towards the big time, especially coming off winning the first ever Andre the Giant Battle Royal. But the angle was dropped almost just as fast as it started. The problem, as Paul Heyman put it, was that the angle was simply the victim of poor timing. After WrestleMania 30 and Brock Lesnar being a part-timer, the WWE needed a way to keep Brock's momentum hot, even though he wouldn't be on TV. So they had to come up with an excuse to put Paul E back on television as much as possible. As a result, they decided to give him a brand new client, Antonio Cesaro. Now, unfortunately for Cesaro, that meant that all of the airtime that he would have gotten by Paul Heyman being there to hype him up was actually spent talking about the Undertaker's streak instead, making Cesaro a background character in his very own segments. Now, there were rumors that this angle was supposed to lead to Cesaro being the one to take the title off of Brock, with Heyman being caught in the middle, again just like he was for Punk and Lesnar, but this time he would actually turn on Brock in favor of Cesaro. Now, it isn't Cesaro's fault that the angle failed, but booking might still view him as a lost cause after this collapse. Hopefully Cesaro can turn it all around. For example, with Kurt Angle returning to the company, Kurt could really use his stock to put on an amazing match and put Cesaro over as his successor, reminding management that pure wrestlers do have a place in the main event spotlight. And if not, well, there's always New Japan. Thanks for watching this video, and here are a few more videos for you to check out, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and this has been Dave Knows.